Hey, what's going on? How you doing out there today? It is Monday in Uncle Steve's Lounge. So that means it's the Monday Minutia where we sit down and after that 24, actually a little bit more than 24 hours, probably closer to 36 at this point. 36 hours after the Atlanta Falcons drop game number 4 in a row, this time overtime. We're being creative about losing 4 games in a row. Colts defeat us in overtime. Um, I don't know. I'm at a point right now where I just don't know. I know I'm still an Atlanta Falcons fan. I know that's a hard thing to admit right now, but I am, and that's what we're gonna do. And for you all, let's talk about it. Um, and my thing is, let's talk about from a fan standpoint, where are we going? Where are we going? Which seems like nowhere. Let's do it together. Let's talk about it. It's the Monday Minutia here in Uncle Steve's Lounge.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time.
What is going on, everyone? How we doing today? It is November 10th. It is the Monday Minutia, and you're with Uncle Steve. I appreciate you all joining us here on YouTube and on Facebook and also on X. Actually got some traction out there, so I just wanted to make sure everyone knows where to go. Please, if you get a chance to like the video, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Where do we begin? We begin where the NFL day began yesterday, somewhere around 9:30 or so. I didn't get an opportunity to check it out until later. I was at church, so I knew that was going to be the one day I may not get an opportunity to watch. However, I am I will tell you how it broke down. I was at the end, so at the end of service, like one of the folks in church who had been watching their phone is like, "Oh, we're up 3, but they're getting ready to try to tie it." And I'm assuming it must have been right before the Daniel Jones run because the person who was talking to me was kind of excited, and then I guess he made the run on 3rd and 21, and I guess that end up kind of, I don't know how you just get that feeling that once something happens, then it's kind of doom and gloom, and that's basically what happened in this particular case, where the Falcons could not stop them from getting the first down after being 3rd and 21, I guess. And look, I've pretty much heard it all from yeah, the fire this person. I mean, yeah, fire Raheem, fire Zach Robinson, fire the whole coaching staff, fired Rich McKay for some reason, which everyone has like this extra added attention for Rich McKay for some reason. Arthur Blank sell the team, which is the most ridiculous one. And none of that is gonna help the Falcons win a game this week. I say none of that. I take that back. Maybe some coaching uh, could be in store. But as far as the frustration, I get it. You know, fans, we've been here before. And really it was near the end of last season where we dropped 6 of our last 8. And I think that's that sinking feeling that everyone's getting because here we go again. 31-25 overtime. The Colts in the game that they know they should have lost. Yeah, we let Jonathan Taylor run crazy, but there was a part of that game that even with as much as he ran and as close as he got to setting records for rushing, we still had an opportunity to win that game, and we cannot close, folks. I don't know what else to point to other than the leadership of the team at the time. Uh, we recorded 7 sacks. Look, how many times are you going to hear the Falcons say 2 weeks back to back, they sacked the quarterback 13 times and you don't come away with the win? That's an amazing stat to me. Something that we clamored for here in Atlanta for so long. Oh, we just need a pass rush. Oh, we just need a pass rush. Well, we finally got a pass rush. Now we get all these inconsistencies as far as the offense is concerned. So now you're really at a point where you're saying, oh my goodness, what do we have to do to get over the hump? And I listened to the press conference Raheem had, the little teleconference he had, and no changes will be made again. No changes. Uh, you know, you try your best as a fan to not, you want to be that other fan. All today, of course, with the Falcons like time stamped on my car, and everybody wants to talk about the woes of the Falcons. I want to be on the other side of it. I want to be the one that's not making fake rage videos like the same people who make those same videos every week that scream and holler and I hate the Falcons. They go to their barbecue pit and pretend like they're gonna burn all their stuff. They talk about how they hate the Falcons and they're never gonna talk to them again. Half of them talking about they're gonna give their season tickets up and all of this and all of that. And I'm not trying to tell you how to do your business, knock yourself out. But I try not to go there because I know how I am. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. And at the end of the day, when you start talking about uh, 4 losses in a row, what am I supposed to feel right now? Good? No. But I know there are a lot of things that could happen that may change the fortune of this team. I don't know. I saw Dan Campbell yesterday for Detroit, a 8-2 team. I saw him say, "Hey, offensive coordinator, let me get the sheet. I'll take it this week," because he needed something changed. I saw a Giants team who I must admit, with Jackson Dart and Scatterboo, before both of them were hurt at different times with different ailments or whatever, I saw an organization say, well, I see you've taken this as far as you can go. and release Brian Daboll. I I don't know how much clearer I can say. I don't enjoy calling for people's job. I know we say it in fun up here sometimes. I know we joke about it. I don't. I don't take joy in that. Some folks live in misery. I don't live in misery, but I don't take joy in telling somebody that's your job. That's for other people on TV that like to do that kind of stuff. That being said, there needs to be some type of movement. I hear Raheem Morris, somebody that I don't have any hate for the man. There's some of you I need to really check. There's some of y'all saying some real nasty, crazy stuff about the man personally. And got nothing personal about he can't coach right now. His coaching, it sucked. It's nothing about him personally. But right now, this team needs a cleansing, an enema, maybe. A different approach. If I hear if I hear another person with the Falcons say we got to fix it 4 weeks in a row when nothing's getting fixed, that's going to drive me mad. But that's where we are right now. That's where we are. Michael Penix. No, he didn't look good. No, he didn't have a great game. That's okay to say. I'm still going to ride the coattails of start number 11. I'm still going to ride the coattails of I think he really can get better. He's just not looking good right now. The situation that he's put in. Is a lot of that him? Yes, of course it is. Is a lot of that forced on him? Yes, it is. But right now, I think especially as you start talking about, folks, don't even bring up the playoff thing right now. We just need a win. Let's start with a win. I'm not concerned about what anybody else is doing at this point when it comes to the Falcons' fortunes. I just need the Falcons to go out and get a win. I'm sure that was a long, hard, especially the way that game ended. As that's just, I'm sure that flight was long and hard for those young men. But we got to find a way just to get a win first. Let's get that feeling back into the building. We haven't felt that in a month. So I'm gonna switch over and hear what listen, not listen, read the comments. I mean, I don't know how bad it can get. I guess you could lose 4 more in a row. And were there good things? There were some good things. Can't Dude, the pressure we're getting on these guys is really awesome. Like the way Jalen Walker looked on defense again. Nice to see him and Pierce get another sack and keep improving, which turns out that maybe 2026 will be the year instead of this year. Love to see Drake still continue to press on and be the number one receiver that money will command. Love to see people like Brandon Dorless just evolve into what he's becoming more and more. Because my fandom isn't going to end because of a 4-game losing streak. I can't speak for the other people sitting on the top of the Peachtree Street Bridge, 17th Street Bridge downtown who want to jump off because of a 4-game losing streak. That's on them. But right now, it's just kind of in a state of flux. Falcons need help. And probably at this point, if you're not going to make any changes at this point, which they said they're not, then folks, we're going to have to make decisions. And I'm not talking about me telling you. You can make your own decision, whether you want to stay or go. Not going anywhere. It is frustrating, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stick around and see what happens. Let's get into the chat. Mr. Booty's in the house. What's going on Thursday? I was done after the Miami game as an Atlanta native. I've seen too many Atlanta teams go great. Buffalo, talking about the Buffalo game, only to hit the rock bottom Miami. I knew after that game that we were not going to catch Tampa. I hear you. Coach's Corner, had a great time with the Coach's Corner. Dre and Deb, thank y'all for last week. Had a good time with you all chopping it up on Wednesday. They do their thing on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Sydney and for the great Keeley, who's probably headed back now if he's not already back. Y'all make sure y'all check them out on the Coach's Corner. Subscribe to their channel. He said, good evening, Unc. So is it time to panic yet? As I said previously, the past is a great indicator of the future. We have seen nothing in 9 games to show the Falcons with the current coaching. And he finishes off, staff can turn this thing around. Time to take the emotions out of it and look forward to next year. And here's the thing. I don't mind that attitude of doing that, but I am kind of just one person that says, not for the sake of looking for the miracle run, but I'm in the middle of 2025. I don't want to hear about draft picks. I don't want to hear about who's available next year. And I'm not saying I won't talk about it. I don't really want to hear about it. We're in the middle of 2025. And there's still 8 games left. Not 8 games left for a run, 8 games left for the Falcons. And call me a glutton for punishment. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm just a believer that, hey, this season is going to play out how it's going to play out. Whether that means you lose the rest of your games the rest of the year and finish 3-14, whether it means you miraculously come back and be 9-8, or whether you do something historic, which you haven't shown any reason that we can do that. I'm just kind of a believer in play it out. Not for the big surprise, but just play it out. D. Sloan, what's going on? Say, what's up, Unc? This season has been tough. At this point, it's the coaching. When are we going to hold this man accountable along with the players? But it starts with the coaching, and that has a losing record. You know, the thing that's probably the most frustrating right now, and even as y'all saw today, the Giants let go of Brian Daboll right now. When you're looking in situations like that, for this team, I think there are people. See, if you let Raheem go now, you're basically, as Dre is attesting to, just saying, I give up on the season. Giants just gave up on their season. And I'm not saying the Falcons, especially if they lose another game or two, be thinking in that direction. But I also saying that you got a lot of guys on their team. Look, the one thing you can't say about the Falcons, they might not be executing well. They may not be playing to the top of their ability in some areas. Special teams coverage yesterday was horrible. Offensive ineptitude, just all of that. But you can't say they don't give some type of effort. I don't see anybody lollygagging. I don't see anybody not trying. They might not have the ability to, but they're trying. And when you see that, I think that's why I think there's a thought to hold tight before you make that move. Because I do think there are players on this team that care. Christy Lewis is in the house. What's up, Christy? He said, lost patience in Mississippi. Rise up, Falcon fans. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get it. I really do. That one Falcon fan is in here. What's going on? So what's up? Despite the tough season, it is not over yet. 3-6 is not good, but we can't lose hope. Our next 3 games: Carolina, Saints. The Saints is that middle game, and the Jets are winnable. The defense has been solid, excluding the running game. Yeah, and you almost hate it because you do feel like you're kind of wasting the defense in a certain extent. Yeah, the same defense that gave 500 yards worth of total offense, but also the same defense that put you in a lot of situations where you could have really blown this team out. The time of possession before the overtime was 36 minutes to 24. So that tells you something. That tells you that your offense, which if all you got to do is go look at the third downs for the game yesterday, the offense is not even giving the defense any rest. They're literally just giving the ball right back. And this defense, who played very well, gave up, and again, anybody who watched the game, you gave up 13 points through 3 quarters. But the Falcons, after getting the ball back time and time again on offense, you're not complimenting the work that the defense is doing. You're not doing that. And that's a shame. I mean, at some point, you knew Taylor was going to break out in the fourth quarter because the defense is tired. I know people are going to say, no, but these still, but no. You hold this team to 13 points in 3 quarters. Really 13 points in the first quarter. Shut them down. Keep giving the ball back to the offense, and you're expecting this team, after being on the field 2 times the amount of time that the Colts defense is, and you're expecting them to work miracles, and it doesn't work that way. David Starks, what's going on, David? Said, what's up, Steve? Looking forward to the draft. Not so worried about the first that we gave up for Pierce because he'll be fine. This is a deep receiver class. That's our biggest need. There is going to be a need for a receiver on this team because it's so many times you're going to throw to Drake. I'll say that. Drake can be your number one. You got to bring somebody else in here. I don't think the Casey Washington thing is I don't think it's as good as we thought it was going to be. So I think they need to try a little better on that. Clayton, what's up, man? Say, when we lost to Carolina, it hurt the team and the fans because it's the same thing for the last 7 years. We just react sooner. Can't even argue with them. It's hard to argue with. Right now, we're all in a state of, and you know, it's somewhat between that totally ticked off, but just that, you know that open mouth feeling like, what? Not again. Like, you basically lost the Colts game and the New England game in the same way. Little things in the end that you didn't execute, that you could have walked out of both of those games with 2 huge wins, and you didn't do it. That one Falcon fan says Falcons will not fire Raheem nor Robinson, and neither will blank sell the team. Penix will be fine. He just needs the right coaching. Sure, he can be better, but it's not all his fault. I understand the anger of folks, and when you get angry about outcome, yeah, the first thing you want to do is get rid of. It makes sense. Shoot, I'm telling you that I don't think the offensive coordinator right now is doing a good job of changing things up a little bit. I just don't. I see teams with less doing more right now than the Atlanta Falcons. And I forgot that might have been my son talking to me, and he's probably right. We keep talking about all the talent on Atlanta, all the talent, all the talent, all the talent. And maybe we need to step back a little bit from some of those statements. I'm not saying we don't have a Bijan, we don't have a Drake, but we did. We all put Penix on a pedestal. We all thought, and I say we all, most, thought that this would be more of a breakout for him. He's gone through quarterbacks who've only played 10-game growing pains, but you were on a team with bigger expectations, so it hurts more. And if you look at Penix, man, yesterday, man, he looked, and it's scary to me. The interview he did, he looked psychologically beaten. And when they asked him about, was he a franchise quarterback, and he said, I didn't play like a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he wasn't telling the truth, but if you looked at his body language and you looked at his eyes and you looked at his emotions, and he, all those things are valid. All the emotions he had are valid, but I'm just saying that looked like a defeated young man. And right now, you got way too much football, not only this season, but afterwards, to let those thoughts creep into your head after your 11th start. We can't let him get like that, folks. Because guess what? Penix ain't going nowhere. 2026, there's one person I can absolutely guarantee you, aside of Bijan and Drake, are going to be on this team. So somebody's got to go in there and get the psychologicals with them. Maybe that's somewhere where Matt comes in. Matt was real good about them. Matt was real good about taking them losses. He'd be ticked off, but he'd suck that up. And granted, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Maybe because it's not fun losing. And maybe the joy from the first 5 games has not sunk into these 4 losing games, which is understandable too. Brother Monte Carlo's in the house. He said, we got to roll with what we got. We here now, in too deep to go elsewhere. That's kind of my thoughts, really. I mean, what are you going to really do right now? I hear all the extremists. Fire it up. Throw it all. Whenever I see a post on any social media or anything that says Arthur Blank should sell the team, that lets me know you are triggered. That makes me know you are triggered, and I am not. It's hard for me to mess with you. Because if your answer to all of this is sell the team, then you're missing the big picture. David said, don't forget with 13 stats, the 4 turnovers. Absolutely. Absolutely. That one Falcon fan, with the sack rate, we could have had potentially reached 40 to 60 sacks by week 18. Last year, we were 6-3 and finished 8-9. We will come back and finish 9-8 or 10-7 and retake the crown from the Bucs. I ain't mad for people thinking like that. I'm not mad for folks that think like that. Matter of fact, I'm probably more encouraged. I'm not putting money on it, but I am encouraged that there are fans that think like that, because it could happen. But right now, the most important thing with that team is the Carolina Panthers, because you can't win 3 in a row unless you win the first one. And we don't need to be thinking about much down the road except winning this game against Carolina, in which I'm already predicting will be a very half-empty stadium this week. David says, if nothing changes, nothing changes. It may be time at the end of the season for Raheem to go. Yeah, if it's a losing season by the end, I don't think Raheem's gonna get that second chance. Clayton said, one third down play. What did he say? One third down plays, offense, two runs played in the middle, defense, three time and adjusting management coaches. Yeah, the time management is ridiculous. Three things we've been seeing for last 7, now 8 years. We fans tired of this. We tired. Say we tired, boss. We tired. Dondre, what's up, man? He said, call a spade a spade. If you need to be fired, you need to be fired. And there could be some truth behind that. Joel Brown in the house. What's up, Joel? Say, I feel like they're gonna run the ball more, take less pass attempts like they should have been doing in the first place. Joel, I was talking about that when I kept hearing people talk about foolishly trying to make the comparisons. Well, Matt Ryan started off blah blah blah, and I kept telling. I said, yeah, but they didn't let Matt throw the ball as much. I'm not saying he didn't have games that he got close to 300 yards and stuff like that, but they put the ball in Michael Turner's hands. They made a concerted effort to have a good defense that year, bringing some defensive guys in. That's what they did with their team around Matt. It's an unfair comparison to compare what Michael Penix has started with to what Matt Ryan started with. And if you really go back, for those of you who remember and look at those games, Matt wasn't exactly lighting it up. Yeah, he had the first touchdown to Michael Jenkins, but then he was kind of like a super under average quarterback the rest of that year. We still made the playoffs just because we had I'm telling you, man, Michael Turner, man, y'all don't be giving the burner no love. They rode Michael Turner's coattails. Clayton said, I watched Bijan post game. I don't know if I guess you say I don't know if we have a winning culture. Bijan gonna want to be out. You must be voice texting. He sounds like he was about to cry with all that scattering and taking off top. Listen, those guys are trying to win it, man. They're trying to get back into the thing. We're giving our fan emotions, which we should, and you have every right to be upset for investing emotionally into this team and not getting anything in return. But if you can only imagine 10 times that of the guys who are putting on the uniforms and literally going out there. Bijan, who finally got over 50 yards for the first time in a couple of weeks. I mean, dude, he's feeling this because right now, more than even Michael Penix, Bijan is the face of this team. And do you know how many times you get tired of getting up there and keep saying the same old song and dance for 4 weeks in a row? Yeah, Raheem's getting good at it. Bijan, the real winners, the emotions are strong. Listen to Bijan. Listen to Drake. They were trying to tell him about his connection and over 1,000 yards. Man, he's like, dude, we lost the game, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Nobody thinking about stats. And again, look at Michael Penix, man. That's not emotions of a weak man. That's emotions of folks that's trying to give their best out there. David says the people in here saying Penix ain't it. Have no smoke for the predictability of the OC. Look, man, I don't even know. Again, I am very pro Michael Penix. Not gonna sit here and sugarcoat and say he had a great game or he's had some duds this year. Shoot, Josh Allen has had some duds this year, and they still win. He looked like crap yesterday. Looked bad against us. But when you're winning, it's a different story. It really is. Monte Carlo says, brush off the dirt, get ready for a tough division game. We cannot get swept by the kiddies. I agree. David said, and those people also say nothing about this trash receiver room, man. The receivers are horrible. Jared, what's up, Jared? Say Trevor Lawrence didn't look good under Urban Meyer and Darrell Bevel. Penix needs a guy like Todd Monken. And if Art pulls the trigger, Todd should be one of the first calls he's made. Yeah, that more than anything else, I think a decent offensive coordinator might change the fortunes of this team. The problem is we just don't have anybody to turn to right now. Bobby, what's going on, brother? Said, in my experience, we go through the same spin cycle every year outside of 2016. No doubt history has consumed us in the direction we seem to never come out of. It's hard. It is hard. It is hard. Look, now we've reached a 10-year era. Bobby, I will say that era from the time Matt was a rookie, and I'll end that era. I'll take that era, basically the Matt Ryan era. The 08 to 16 was a very good era for the Falcons. They only had 2 losing seasons during that. 2 losing seasons, 1 500 seasons, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playoffs a year, including the Super Bowl berth. And maybe we haven't passed that yet. So maybe that's what the frustrating part is. Clayton says Bijan is going to want to leave if we don't start having wins. I heard his voice with all that shattered and talking off topic in the post-game interview. Yeah, Bijan, he's frustrated. The great ones get frustrated. The great ones don't always give you the PC answers and the PC emotions. Again, go back and look at Michael Penix yesterday. The interview he gave with Dave Archer and the interview he gave afterwards. That second interview was only 2 minutes. It's a little bit over 2 minutes. They knew. Dwayne, what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? So what's up, Uncle Steve? I will always be a Falcon fan. We do have to understand that our offense needs a revamp. And when I say revamp, I really think we have the pieces we need when it comes to player personnel. We just need an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach that can coach up Penix. I agree. Nothing you said that I don't agree with. Hey, as y'all coming in, make sure y'all hit the like button for me, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. And then more importantly, if you're on YouTube, please do your uncle a favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, Uncle Steve's Lounge. We try our best to be on here. I know I wasn't able to come on yesterday. Life be lifing sometimes, and I didn't get a chance to come on, but I knew I was going to come on for the Minutia today. So I'm glad y'all joined me. I'm glad I'm able to especially catch everybody after 24 hours. I'm not saying that's going to change your attitude about stuff, but sometimes right after the game, you're getting the raw emotions. Everybody's done. Everybody, I'll never wear a Falcon uniform. Everybody, you see that little meme of the guy with the gas can going to the bins. Everybody's feeling like that, and I get it. But at the same time, I want to hear really what you're feeling. Not even so much. I know it's easy to say the season's over with. It's easy because when you lose 4 games in a row, what do I have to show other fans that we are going in the right direction? I get that. But 24 hours after the fact, I just want to see what your emotions are at the time. Antonio James is in the house. What's going on, Antonio? Say, what's up, Unc? I know we've lost 4 in a row, but I'm still invested in this season. The past 2 weeks prove that we can play with anybody in the NFL. Antonio, and I'm gonna even take it a different step. The Carolina and Miami games hurt so bad because I'm not sure we were supposed to win against the Patriots and the Colts. But those games that you literally just brained out, in other words, something happened totally unnecessary, the Miami game in Carolina, that's why I really come down on the coaching. No game is a gimme in the NFL. See the Buffalo game yesterday. But I will say coming out with the right attitude is something that. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Falcons don't win against Carolina after what Carolina did to them up there And if the Falcons don't win that game on Sunday, I'm just telling you, that's gotta say a lot. If you didn't circle a game more this year, if you're on the 2025 Atlanta Falcons after what they did to you in Carolina, they had this game circled. And you got some guys that are ready for this game. So if they don't win that game against Carolina, that's gonna say a lot about this team. Antonio says Penix's timing is off with Mooney. I think Mooney is. I don't know about y'all. I get this thing with Mooney that I'm not sure he really wants to be here. I don't think he is. He had such a rapport with Kirk. If y'all remember, he was Kirk's go-to guy. It wasn't Drake, at least not at the beginning. When Mooney got hurt, that's when he had to go to Drake. Before Kirk started tail spinning, Darnell Mooney was his guy. If y'all remember the first part of the year. Since then, Mooney has not been that dude. This year it's been Drake, it's been Pitts, and it's been Bijan. I'd probably even take the other way. It's been Drake, it's been Bijan, and it's been Pitts. Jared says, when Kurt Warner is tweeting saying that it's frustrating watching the Falcons offense, that has to say something. Because Kurt knows. Because he knows. Bobby says, have you guys noticed how every week a new record from the opponents is set in some form or fashion? It happens every week. Yes, it does. Clayton said all of them look mentally beat in all the interviews. More than anything yesterday, they look like, dang, what do we have to do to win a game? And sometimes you do. I don't know if they've had that, the players meeting yet. I'm sure they have. But they got to get together and decide what they want to do for the rest of the season. Because if you don't want to go, let them get them out of here. Get them out. Dirtybird67 says 2 games ago, people saying we have time to turn it around. We always say we have time every year. Then it's too late, and we left out again looking in. It does sound like a familiar refrain. My brother Tidy in Atlanta Bird Gang. Y'all make sure y'all check Tidy out, Atlanta Bird Gang on YouTube. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Say Steve Tyler is correct. We overrate our talent because those are our guys, and offensively specifically, once you get past Bijan and Drake, it becomes sketchy, and the O-line is injured. And that's that last part you said about the O-line. I think people might be underestimating. The one thing you could say about the Falcons when healthy, as far as the O-line is concerned, they're usually pretty tough. And we've taken a beating on the offensive line this year. And I know other teams have too, but that goes back into the talent base, that's where Terry has to not only find starters, but you got to find quality backups that can come in there. I'm not saying Elijah Wilkinson hasn't done a good job, I should say. Hadn't done a good job since he's been in, but once you start losing, we start nitpicking. Like when we were winning when Elijah came in after the Carolina game, nobody said anything. Now that we start losing, now all of a sudden we picking on everybody. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, and Tyler told me that. He said that. He said they gotta stop saying we gotta stop this. We're so talented. Robert in the house, what's going on, man? He said, what's up, Unc? How you doing? He said, we about to run the table. And look, I'm not gonna be mad at Robert for that. If y'all think for 1 minute I don't want that, gotta be crazy. I hope it comes true. But like I said before, it's got to start one game at a time. It starts with Carolina. Dre says, but when coach says that stuff about Penix and not crowning him yet so early, he don't know about football, what he's talking about. But here, you know what it is, Dre. And look, nobody wants to hear that. And I'm not talking to you personally. You know how I feel. I hear exactly what you're saying. But when we start the season, there's the fan, and I say this probably represents 1/3 of the Falcons fans. We all start that time in August when, oh, on paper, we got A, B, C, D. Michael Penix, after 3 games, is gonna be an all-pro, and the defense is gonna be much better, which it has been. And so the sky's the limit. 13-4, 12-5. But I think because of your, acumen in this situation with, knowing the things the what coaches see and what experts notice, people don't want to hear that at the beginning. If you sat there at the beginning of the year and you're gonna tell me, well, Michael Penix is not gonna be successful with that, man, we tried to kick you out. But I understand sometimes the truth hurts. And in this case, it's painful. 82 Monte Carlo said, I ain't recanting nothing about number 9. He's one person being failed behind many. And that's it. Look, it could be true too. That could be true too. Jack Doe in the house, man. And look, Jack Doe, let's just shout out to him for that great game Pittsburgh played against the Chargers last night. Aaron Rodgers looking every bit of 40 as he stumbled and bubbled his way against the Chargers. Oh, man. Shout out to my boy. He says, all you guys need is coaches. We need a quarterback, offensive line, running back, wide receiver. You are not that far off. Well, look, y'all going to be all right. I know, and I don't think, I mean, you got Baltimore breathing down your neck now that Lamar is back. So maybe this might turn a little bit into what we thought the Steelers were going to be this year. But y'all, dare I say, I think the AFC might have an easier path than some of the NFC teams. The NFC is tough this year. Y'all will be all right. Y'all got Arthur Smith. Y'all good. Clayton says, at this point, I just want Bijan and Pearson Walker to do their career here and just enjoy the growth and dominance in them. That's happening, Clayton. And if it's one thing, to your point, those young guys, don't leave Brandon Dorless off. Don't leave Zach Harrison off, because all of those 1- and 2-year players, they got at least 3 more years together. So that's going to be some good stuff on that side if we can keep Jeff Elbrick around. Dirty Bear says somebody's going to want out. Yes, they will. You know they will. Monte Carlo says, at Coach's Corner, other teams are crowning worse. We just need to get behind our guy and let it be Atlanta versus everyone. We know for sure he's got work to do, but folks tearing him down. And I think that's probably the part. Look, Michael Penix is a little younger. He might be, unfortunately, a little too tied into the X, into the stuff like that. He might need to turn that off a little bit. I know for a fact he wants to win. I didn't see anybody in that press conference that looked like he didn't want to win. That's the encouraging thing I like about that young man. I think he shows that I think he really wants to, be the guy. And when I see that emotion like that, that's what that tells me. PJ in the house. What's going on, PJ? I say, I don't know much about the X and O's, but in leadership, you either produce or you get reduced. Zach is Raheem's boy. So Terry might have to force him to fire him. If not, fire both. There is a lot of that right there. Because when I hear, and they asked him the very first question of the press conference today, were there going to be any changes? And he said, no, it's not going to be any changes. And even if he believes in his heart of hearts that Zach Robinson is going to get it done, he's got to understand that looks horrible. It's looking horrible right now. So, yeah, I agree. At some point, it might not be Raheem's decision. Monte Carlo says the press today did our guys dirty today. 680 Steakhouse, a few of them can run me of my face. Look, I'm going to tell you, man, it's hard to listen to, because that's I'll say this, it's their job on 680. It's their job on 92.9 to keep you entertained. And we got to admit, whether it be in life or whether it be in sports, negativity is easier, much easier to promote than positivity. Perfect example. I had more folks watch the show last week during the loss to New England than I had during the wins at Buffalo and Washington. Because I think people sometimes swim and dive and bathe in misery and in negativity. Negativity doesn't mean agreeing that negativity to me is saying Michael Penix sucks, he'll never get better. I don't swim in that, but I will tell you Michael Penix needs to get better. Michael Penix needs to grow as a quarterback. So those things that you hear on the radio, those are just guys that they want to say something controversial and keep their jobs and whatever. I'm not. Some of the personalities on those shows are people that kind of bother me in a sense, but I also understand that they got a job. Georgia Texas boy says, or Joe Brady. Joe Brady would be nice. He said, hey, 680 had no let up today. And remember what 680 do. 680 is coming off the big gotcha interview with Rich McKay, where half of the Atlanta fan base is really overconsumed that Rich McKay is nobody wasn't saying anything about Rich McKay when we were 3-2. Now all of a sudden we lose 4 in a row, and all of a sudden Rich McKay becomes a big topic. 680 caught him in a vulnerable position. Old man Nick Cellini goes on and tries to, body the man up in front of a mic. And it is, that's his job. That's his radio job. It's kind of a punk move, but that's his radio job. And that's his job to keep that type of stuff going. Dude, he don't even care about the Falcons. He's Cleveland. He's from Cleveland. He don't care about the Falcons. Domino's not from here. Love Domino, to be honest with you. He's not from here. None of those guys are from here. Only one I trust is probably home team on 680. All the rest of those guys are not from here. Turn off. I know they're they're from here, but I don't keep up the stakes of the Steak Shapiros, the Mike Bells, the Carl Dukes. Them cats not from here. They fake the Atlanta funk. I don't pay them any attention when it comes to their stuff. They rooting for Texas, they rooting for Florida State, they rooting for New York teams, all that crap. Joshua 504, man, what's going on? Say it was a perfect week. The Saints were the only NFC team who won, and we beat the team who shut y'all out 30-0. Hey, look. Sorry, man. That's the truth. You're right about that. We'll see if the Tyler Shaw can keep that up. I doubt it. Titus says, I feel sorry for Mike after watching that interview. He looked like he was holding back tears. He absolutely did. He knows he had a real bad game. I hope he uses it as fuel. What I don't want him to do is to turn that into some type of psychological barrier. Dude, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to make mistakes the first 2 years of his program. Everybody's not Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not Tom Brady. And even Tom Brady wasn't flawless his first couple of years. Peyton Manning wasn't flawless coming out. Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench 3 years. It goes week to week, folks. The MVP of the league had a horrific day yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, before he got hurt, Lamar Jackson was having a horrible year. Jalen Hurts had people in Philly calling for him to be benched after he took the team to the Super Bowl and was the MVP. But yet we're gonna just make the whole thing about Michael Penix That's just yeah. But to your point, he's got to learn how to turn that around. You don't let them don't let that sinking feeling get to you, brother Penix. You'll be all right. Keenan said, "Is Moody's days number?" Oh, I think it is. I think they are. I think Mooney. I think Mooney. I don't. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't gone by the trade deadline. I really am. I thought he would be gone by then. He's somebody that I really think. I'm not sure. I see his attitude as something that's gonna be a positive in this locker room. I just see his body language. His body language when the ball thrown, like, oh, it's the kid's fault, not me. Georgia Texas boy said, I think Mooney is gone. I do too. I do too. I really do. Jared says Mooney kind of looks like he wants out too. He was animated on the sidelines a few times after getting bad balls thrown to him. Yeah, and here's the thing. Ask Mooney about a couple of them drops he had earlier this year, or ask him about his availability earlier this year during training camp, and he came in late. Not saying it's an excuse. I mean, yeah, he was hurt, but I'm saying, yeah, be careful. You might not have got the reps you needed. Titus says Mooney and Ray seemed to check out once Kurt was benched. I think that was it too. Think about that. Both of those guys benefited a lot when Kurt was in there. Y'all remember one of the first interceptions Penix threw was a ball that was thrown straight to Ray's hands and bounced up and got in the defender's hand. Maybe they were some of Ike's boys. I don't know. Monte Carlo said, Coach, do you have a lot of relevance in your state? You do have a lot of relevance in your statements, but most people trying to shoot slugs because it's not going our way. It ain't all that bad like they're trying to portray. And again, you got to remember, like, Monte Carlo, when we losing, it's fair game to critique. But when they go personal, and even, listen, I know this is probably not popular either. Even when it comes to Raheem, I don't mind you critiquing his coaching ability. His coaching ability is right now bottom 5 in the league. I just don't like all the personal stuff. He does need to make some changes. Whether Zach is his buddy or not. You heard Dan Campbell yesterday. Dan Campbell said he had to have a heart-to-heart with his OC and say, hey, bro, we got to do something different. And then they scored the first 8 drives down the field. He wasn't saying that to show off power. So he's showing that because he needs to shake it up. Got all those people on offense, and they're not doing their thing. Yesterday, they looked like a well-oiled machine. Looked like NFC front runners for the Super Bowl. ATL Skate Man in the house. What's going on? What's going on? Antonio says our special teams have been atrocious all year long. Yeah, it has, whether it's been kicking or some of the coverage. I know we had a couple of guys. I know the Carolina game was awful coverage. Yesterday was awful coverage. A couple of the plays against New England was awful. It was rough. Cool Beans in the house said we can't even celebrate our young pass rushers out there acting a fool already. I'm trying to tell you, Beans, it's the sacks. Again, 13 sacks in the last 2 games. We win a majority of the season. We didn't get 13 sacks till probably week number 12 or 13 last year. You know. Nerd King said we really lost to Matt Ryan Bowl. Wow. Oh, boy. Monte Carlo says, I'm the country cousins that's going to hype you up even if you can't box good. That heart, though, where wins going to reside. That's actually pretty profound, y'all. Heart got to have heart. Juan says, coaching has messed up the plans of both Kirk and Penix. They threw Penix in on the last losing streak. Yeah, that's true. We could have had New England's head coach, but we went with Morris. And Juan got a super chat. I didn't even see that in here. What's going on, brother? Say until we win, I call Raheem Mr. Gotta fix it. Juan, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. The house.
Woo-hoo! Super chat. What's up? Super chat. Come on, chat with Uncle Steve. Super chat. What's up? Super chat. I came in with my flag in my head. With the groove, with the Falcons, do we got them going? Let's go.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the support as always, man. Thank y'all for joining us again in Uncle Steve's Lounges. Y'all coming in, make sure you hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed to Uncle Steve's Lounge, please do your uncle a favor and subscribe. Dr. Ganja in the house. What's going on, man? Say he's being too hard on himself because of what the team looked like last year at this point. I need my quarterback to have delusional confidence. He needs to get back to playing free. Okay. All that is great psychological advice, and I'm not saying that sarcastically. However, when you're losing 4 games in a row and you know you didn't exactly look great doing it, it's hard for you not to self-evaluate and kind of get a little down on yourself for that. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's therapeutic. I'm saying, but you know you left some passes out there. You know you left some things out there. At some point, you got to not only own it, but you got to do better. You got to. I don't think it's dumping on him to say, Mike, you haven't had 3 out of the last 4 games. They haven't been that great, brother. And I'm going to need you to step your game up. And maybe the long trip over, maybe when they got home, I'm pretty sure some people saw that in the Falcons organization. They probably saw that presser, and somebody's already come back and they said, hey, Matt, hey, Matt, I'm calling Matt Ryan. Hey, Mike, hey, let's holler at you, bro. Let's holler at you. Robin says, I hope he uses it as fuel. Hope we do well on all 3 phases on Sunday. That makes 2 of us. Dr. Ganja says Penix need big-bodied wide receivers. We need something. But big-bodied wide receivers would be a start. Nerve King said, wow, Uncle Steve sound like James Brown. I wish that was James Brown. Dre, man, Coach's Corner. Thank you, Dre. I appreciate it, brother. He said, hit that like button and make no mistake about it. Coach critical of this team, even in a win, there is always something that can be better. My brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. Brother, we going to put that. Which one we going to do?
In Uncle Steve's Lounge, we bet ya.
We bet ya. Uncle Steve's Lounge. In a lounge that we bet ya. Whoa, whoa. Boy, man, Maurice White was probably the most underrated voice in R&B. I think I've said that before, but every time I do Earth, Wind, and Fire super chat, I just started thinking about it. I was like, if you think about that voice, you know, everybody knows Stevie, Marvin, Michael, Luther, Donnie Hathaway. Everybody knows those voices, but man, Maurice White, boy, he was smooth. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate you, man. Jared Brown says Marquise Williams doesn't get talked about enough. This special teams squad hasn't played well either. Special teams doesn't get talked about enough. This special teams has put our defense in bad positions on top of the lack of offensive production. Yeah, Marquise has kind of slid by, I must admit, because the spotlight was on the bad kicking at first. Youngway was missing kicks, Parker missing some kicks, So it's easy to point at that. But we've had quite a few games where this special teams coverage on these little made to stop the runner at the 30 kickoffs, we letting people get way too much. But when I saw the highlight, like me and my son sat back and watched the game after I got out of church yesterday. And I was just like, dude, what's up with the special teams? Special teams alone could have held that game up. It definitely would have held them off at the end. So yeah, we gotta do better. Dre says, you need I love Zach or I love Raw to replace my boy Dez. I probably do need to change that at least once. Yeah, I think I had, it's kind of funny. I think I did have a I love Raheem last year. I probably have to go back to the lab and see if I can get that rolling again. So I really want to know. So again, we have dissected, flipped, cooked, fried, everything as far as the game with the Colts is concerned. At this point, you don't have a choice. You can't go back and get it. But I just want to ask y'all, and I really just want to feel. I'm not trying to hear about for the moment. I'm not talking about the end of the year. I'm not talking about draft picks. I'm not talking about coaching. I'm not talking about what has happened before. I want to know as many people of y'all that if y'all can type and let me know, how many of you all think we can be competitive with the Carolina Panthers this week? And you can I'm not looking really for predictions for the score or nothing, but do you think we can be competitive and win against Carolina? Because I'm telling you, I will believe either side y'all say. When you've lost 4 games in a row, even though the last 2 games you played decent teams and probably are a mistake away from winning, but when you lose 4 games in a row, I can't sit here and make a fan think, oh, now all of a sudden they're going to play against Carolina. I think that's what I'm thinking right now. My main thing I'm thinking is I just need them to show me they can win a game again. So I want to ask, y'all make sure y'all put in the chat for me, and I appreciate you. And thank y'all again for watching. Do you think the Atlanta Falcons can win this game against Carolina this week? And if you want to tell the reason, that's fine too. And just let me know. Carl, what's going on, nephew? How you doing, brother? Armani in the house riding high off those lucky Crimson Tide with their little sorry behind. Boy, you know what? The Iron Bowl is gonna be funny when Auburn mess around and beat them this year, because I'm still kind of bitter about that. He said Raheem Morris needs to be relieved of his coaching duties and competence at the head coach on down. Carolina winning would make AB pull that trigger. And that wouldn't shock me, nephew. That wouldn't shock me. Dr. Ganja said yes, but stopping the run needs to be a priority 1, 2, and 3. And remember, Rico Dowdle has been on fire for this team. So, yeah, I mean, aside of yesterday, not for everybody says I do. He thinks they can win. And then again, I'm right there with you. David says competitive, yes, but coming back from overseas is tough. If you're not doing anything, it must be double tough for high-level athletes in competition. I was kind of surprised that they didn't give us a bye after that week, so that's kind of weird to me. Keenan said if we win, it'll only be by 2 or 3 points. Joshua says, I hope it'll be a draw with the Falcons and Panthers. No way. Oh man, boy, you silly. Monte Carlo said they're gonna have a huge chip on their shoulders. This game was circled when we went and got a goose egg. Yeah, I hear you. ATL Skateman said yes, but it has to be better coaching. Clayton Murray says, I think they can win the rest of the way. Just don't believe in the coaching that leads them to the win. Jared says, I think we can play a competitive game against Carolina. I don't think we will win, but if we don't stop them from running the ball, Rico has been on fire for them. Nephew says, see, we were doing all right till you come in. Now we just trying to win the SEC. Y'all gonna be in the game. I don't know if y'all gonna win or not. Kelvin says Carolina is better than expected, but I think we're gonna smoke them. No more making Bryce look all world. Dre says I do not. I think the playbook is out on this team. Stop Bijan, force Penix to beat you in the way to beat the Falcons. And Dr. Ganja says if this team doesn't come out with urgency, I know Raw has completely lost this team. They should have too bad taste in their mouth. Folks, joining me in the lounge today on the Monday Minutia is my buddy, my pal, Mr. Big Low Country Sports in the house. What is going on, buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Can't complain, man. We trying to make it. How you doing today?
And I'm just trying to check the temperature, man. As I told folks yesterday, I wasn't able to see the game live. Tyler was ready to replay every play for me yesterday. A little bit after the game. So I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. Before you do that, let me grab this super chat real quick. That's my brother John from the iTest said, I dread 8 more weeks of Raheem trying to sell me a car that nobody wants. Everybody knows what the problem is, including the defense. They about to check out. That's my buddy John. He's at the iTest. Y'all make sure y'all check him out.
Yes.
On Wednesday nights, they do their late night magic. Late night thing that they do when they do their show. Then, so y'all make sure to check him out. Winston out doing their thing at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, not 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. I appreciate you giving me the super chat, brother. Chilling in Uncle Steve's lounge. Yeah. Oh, Uncle Steve's lounge. Boy, he used to have that flute. But you gotta see that live, Boss Skaggs.
Man.
But let me tell you, the flute player that was playing for them for that part, that was just
man, I could only imagine, boy. I could only imagine.
So look, man. All right, talk to me, brother. I got a chance to see the emergency coaches show.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday. I got an opportunity. Talk to me, my brother. What do we have going on? And shout out to everybody coming in. Appreciate y'all coming in. My ATL, that brother T Will in the house. Hey, Uncle Steve, how's it goes? Hope all is well. I love your view on this. Calmer heads are needed. Our brother, let's get it, GA in the house. He says, Big Low, the season is over.
Go.
So go ahead, man. I gotta hear your perspective. I heard you yesterday. I know it's 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Raheem gave us his my bad. What I meant was everybody's not getting fired speech today at the press conference. So tell me what you think about the guys going forward.
So one thing, the reason why I had the coaches meeting later on that evening is kind of, so we can kind of reflect, right? We kind of not going online and just making rash statements because I'm all in my feelings, right? But the thing is that personally, and I apologize. I meant to come on here a little bit earlier, but apparently I'm relegated to salmon duty now. Coach Roney told me that I have to make the salmon anytime we make salmon.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it turned into,
Oh.
hey,
Oh.
Big Low, you gotta make the salmon. So I apologize about that. But the thing is that I am more upset with Raheem Morris than I was with Arthur Smith.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Mm.
I feel like if Arthur Smith would have been the head coach, we would have won more games than we won. I feel like if he would have had this talent that we have, we would have been in a better situation. Some things we probably still wouldn't have understood, but we would have
Right.
been in a better situation. And bro, it just goes back to Raheem Morris is, at the end of the day, it just goes back to the human nature. It goes back to Raheem Morris, not just his coaching abilities, but his disposition overall, right? Like the lack of accountability. Somebody, I think, I don't know if you've been online but people apparently Raheem Morris has become a superhero. I don't know if you heard about that.
I don't know.
You haven't heard about that?
Oh
So
Lord, please tell me.
let me see if I can find it.
Oh Lord.
Find a way man. That's what everybody's calling him. Everybody's calling him Find a Way Man. And yeah, it's like so overall, I just don't see this team. Even if you do turn around and get an offensive coordinator, it's almost to the point where it's like you'll figure out a new way to mess it up.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
Wow.
and I haven't heard what you know because everybody doesn't know this, but I call Uncle Steve to get wisdom. See,
All
Uncle Steve always calms me down because I be like, burn it down. I'm always like, hey, you know, we'll take names later. Uncle Steve always
right.
so, please, I want to know what your outlook on this whole situation is.
Um, you know, not to repeat like the saying, Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. And right now that's a 3-16. Um, positives in this, the young defense, I think, has nowhere to go but up with this team. 13 sacks in 2 games. And can you believe we're saying Atlanta Falcons in front of that? That's just crazy.
That's crazy.
That we are the thing that we've been talking about for probably the last 4 to 5 years about having a competitive defense. And for those that watched the game yesterday, Lo, and what I saw afterwards, I know there are some people that's going to run to the stats and say, "Man, 500 yards," but they really held this team in check for the most part. And if you look, I think when you start seeing at the very end, which by the time I got to the third quarter, I saw the Taylor running. And if you notice, he did the same thing every time. He hit the line, he would literally just bounce off
Yep.
the
Every
other.
time.
So what that's telling me is those guys are tired. Those guys were tired. But when he broke off, I guess, the 83-yarder, they were getting tired. The time of possession was 2-1. Literally, it was 36 minutes to 24 minutes.
Yes.
So I don't care and think about it. 36 minutes to 24 minutes, and the score was still 25-25, and they had to kick the field goal to tie the game.
Yes.
So for those who want to critique the defense, I say hold tight a little bit, because that was a huge bit of, but you got to look at the whole picture. I don't want to talk people off a ledge when it comes. I understand everybody who wants to release Raheem. I absolutely understand anybody who wants to leave Zach Robinson. I think my ire is going more to Zach Robinson because I do think he was given so much early, and I do feel like Raheem hired him, so I understand where people want to point that. But I just think, Lo, you still have to play the season out.
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to go past Carolina at this point. I really don't. Let's see what this team is going to look like against the Panthers. You know what I mean? Let's
Yeah.
see what they're going to look like against them first. Then we can really start talking. Because you know as well as I do, Lo, from being there, if you're not motivated on this Falcons team, if you're not motivated at home to defeat this Panther team,
to give them what they gave you,
to give them that reverse behind kicking that they gave y'all up in Charlotte. If y'all don't come out for this, if any other, I ain't even talking about the Saints yet.
no,
If you don't come out ready for this game against Carolina, that's going to tell me a lot about whether this team is checked out or not.
this is the most important game of the year, and I'm this and
Yeah.
records aside,
Yeah.
like records aside, this game, just like you said, we were there. We sit there and baked in the sun. You know, that was the hottest tail kicking I ever took. But we sit there and baked in the sun and watch this team get utterly destroyed and disrespected. So, just records aside, if you don't get up for this game, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I just don't listen. Carolina coming off a bad loss for them too. Bryce Young didn't look good, and I just feel like you'll see if this team is truly playing for Raheem's future, because there are a lot of people that will say that. Up in Jersey, where they have a team that brought in a brand new quarterback, had some revitalized energy, and they still aren't getting the wins. They made the change. They made the change. I'm looking at Detroit. Detroit already 6-2, 7-2. They made the change at play calling. I saw Dan Campbell with glasses on yesterday.
I saw it too. I saw that.
But you know, that's
what you got to do.
You got to do. You got to do it. So that's crazy to me. Let me read these couple of comments. T. Will says, I think we can compete with the Kitty Cats. I think Dave Canales' staff is better than ours. Are they? Are they? Are they really? I don't know. They might be coaching better this year.
Exactly.
This year. I don't know about if they, I think Dave Canales them should have run the score up more. It should have been more than, what was it at halftime? 10 zip? It wasn't that much.
Nah, I think it was 14. It was like 14.
Nah, it wasn't 14.
Oh, what 14? It was 10 9.
Nah, it was either because they only scored the one touchdown.
Was
in
that
the first
pick
half? It was either 10 zip or 13 zip.
Yeah, I think it was 13.
13-0.
Yeah.
So my thing is, again, if he was that great of a coach, I think he would have been up more. I get what you're saying, but excuse me. I get what you're saying, T. Will, but I don't know. Dre says, always keeps me from crashing out. I don't know how he says something.
I'm telling you, bro.
I need a lesson in his stoicism. Look, I get upset, but I just don't. It's kind of like the perfect reason for the Monday Minutia, because you sometimes got to step away take that deep breath. That's wins and losses, by the way.
That's true.
Because some wins, you thought about that Buffalo win on Monday night, and I know that would have been the Tuesday minutia, but you talk about that win, then you got to take that deep breath and say, are we that good? Are we really that? So you got to take that deep breath.
That's true.
And do it. So I don't, I try not to get too high, too low. Let's get to GA says, I get what you're saying, Unc, but if we're going to be honest, we had the lead. We had the lead, and all we had to do was stop them. Sat them twice on that drive, and they made the plays, and we didn't. So again, you're right.
But mind is willing, but the body is weak, Bo. It's like, I mean, look, how many times? You've been in the Army. Like your body has been pushed to its farthest points physically, right? In sports, my body has been pushed to its farthest points, and at one point in time, I looked at it. I got a screenshot on my phone. They had about 35 minutes. We had about 18. Bro, that's a lot of minutes out there chasing somebody on the field.
Man,
that's a lot of minutes.
And that man ran the ball 20, how many times? He ran the ball 32 times. So you talking about one of the best running backs in the game pounding you 32 straight times. And not straight times, but you know what I mean. 32 times. That's a lot of beating. And that's a lot of time off the clock. So I get it. But no, I hear you. But the good teams will make that stop, brother. The good teams will make that stop. It was almost the same as New England last week.
Yo.
The good teams will make the stop. The good teams also march down and kick that game-winning field goal last week.
Or at least make the extra point. Right? Good team will make the extra point, right?
Do we give a shout-out to Zane Gonzalez, or is it too late? Too early?
It's too early. It's too early.
All right. We'll hold off on the celebration. They put him right up the bat, 43 yards.
They did, yeah, they sure did.
Another super chat from my brother John Harris in the house again on the eye test. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on Wednesday nights at 8 with him and Winston. Say it was a 40-minute to 26-minute. This defense was as tired as an extra in the slave scene of the 10 Commandments. Beat up, broke down, and abused by Ramses.
Being hurt? Like, goodness gracious.
Biblical.
Wow.
The Falcons issues.
This man called out Ramesses. Good. This is crazy. That's rough right there, bro. Let my people go. Good. Great. What?
I don't know whether to give you a super chat or a hallelujah on that one, but we're gonna give you one anyway. Come on, Falcons.
We waited all summer long just to see you back in our home. And if the talent's like I think it should be, I'm thinking we'll be 14-3.
You know this is an early one.
Super Bowl Falcon. You got like how that sounds. And we'll get closer and closer and closer to the playoff. Get lost in euphoria. Come here, Falcons.
Was that like the best part of this? They broke that down to that.
Yes.
I know John probably having flashbacks right now.
Let's go Super Bowl thinking Falcon.
That's my favorite part right there.
While I'm on the subject, man, shout out to Outkast getting inducted into the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Special shout out to my high school classmate and his brother, Jared Freeman and Jason Freeman, Horns Unlimited. They are any horns you hear on Outkast stuff, that's them. And they were there at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday. So shout out to them. man, doing their thing and to be able to celebrate with one of the iconic, in my opinion,
Yes.
as far as a faction is concerned,
Yes.
of 2 or more. That includes,
Bro.
I don't care who it includes, to be honest with you. Them cats, they
Yes.
changed what you thought about rap. And
Yes.
and not only just rap, but alternative rap. Because the
Yes.
stuff that Andre was doing was far ahead. I
Far
heard
ahead of
somebody
his time.
way ahead
Far
of his
ahead of his
time.
time. Tyler
And
Creator
that
out
that
there doing stuff. I'm sitting here like the 30
that
years ago.
that's him.
That's
That
him.
but that don't Tyler doesn't happen if
No.
not for
No.
Outkast, because I think people like Pharrell them were probably listening to what they were doing, and that was their type, motivation and stuff like that. Those cats. But shout out to them, and like I say, shout out to my boys, Freeman brothers, out there doing their thing, man. So Clayton Murray said he took us to church.
He's legit did. He legit did.
Oh Lord. And
Man.
then he gonna give us another one. Say D got no rest with a 30-second drive by the offense. That it just 30, that's what they were doing. They were just turning the
Man.
ball right over and over again.
Well, look, the crazy thing is, Coach Ronda, she was talking to me earlier today. She was like, she told me, she said, well, she said, do you think that maybe that's why Zach Robinson takes so long to call the plays
Well,
to give the defense as much rest as they can get?
you know what? It would be and not talking about her. I'm saying it would be a weird way to do it. But and I'll say this: did you see the little scene when Mike was yelling at him
Yes.
yesterday?
Yes.
When Mike was going at him, Mike, I think Mike is trying to say, bruh, this is my 11th start. I need you to get the play in earlier than that.
Come on with it.
Come on, bro.
Come on with it.
Come on, man. Come on with the play. You gotta help me out, man. So that was crazy, man. Dr. Jonas Ganja says Outkast influenced more rappers than the Wu-Tang Clan. To be honest, I almost think it might be a little bit insulting to put the Wu-Tang Clan in the same.
Well, look, now I'm gonna tell you something. Bro, the Wu-Tang Clan is like it's a huge deal. I mean,
about 13 of them, though, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I mean,
it was like 13 Dungeon family members, though.
Yeah,
but Outkast stood up. They stood out. Like they legit stood out. But there was a lot of jokers in that Dungeon family.
Okay, now here's the problem though. Now, don't get me wrong, because I know the Dungeon family is an extension.
Yeah.
Because Outkast got the love first, and then don't get me wrong, Goody Mob played their part in doing their thing and stuff, and I get it, and peace and love to Rico up there and Sleepy Brown and the folks doing their thing with Organized Noise and all that. But at the same time, it was Dre and Big Boy that were putting it on, man. Look, Wu-Tang, if I'm real honest, I wasn't big Wu-Tang.
I wasn't either. But
I wasn't big Wu-Tang.
Look, let me tell you something. I went to the dentist like 4 years ago. The dentist was doing whatever he was doing. I think he was just checking me out, just doing small talk. And this man said, 45-year-old white man. This man said, yeah, me and my wife, we're going to a Wu-Tang concert this weekend in Jersey. And we go twice a year. And you just hear, bro, it's like you hear all these people talk about how much they love Wu-Tang, and you see people with Wu-Tang tattoos, and they had a whole documentary. I mean, I don't care too much for it myself. Like, do it for me. I'm a Southern rap guy, but
I'm probably, and that's probably what it is more. I mean, are they based in New York?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So I mean, so again, therein lies another thing. When you start talking, I was listening to shout out Donald Glover because I love me some Childish Gambino too.
Yes.
But
Yes.
as he was doing the intro for the award, and he was breaking down all the Atlanta connections and things that and really put a name in a sound, them and JD, gotta give
Oh
JD his
yeah.
love.
Oh yeah.
They put a sound to stuff down here. And to see where they went, and I'm glad. I don't know about you, and yeah, when you start talking about yeah, me and Lo gonna talk about music, so I'm sorry. When we depressed about the Falcons, sometimes you got to go there.
It always kind of goes.
So
I don't know how this always happens.
it always happens. But if you're being honest, the influence that Dre and Big Boy had, I love the fact that they ended as far as albums is concerned. They ended on top with Speaker Box, Love Below.
Yeah.
I thought that was, and arguably, I know a lot of people say, other albums were better. I know a lot of people will say different, but to end at that pinnacle with a double album selling 10+ million copies,
and it touched everybody.
2 number ones back then. They were so good, they knocked their sales out of number one.
Yes.
They had the number one song and knocked their sales out. They won the Grammy of the Year for an album, the first rap album to win Album of the Year, not Rap Album of the Year, Album of the Year.
Crazy.
It's just crazy. And for everybody who tries to mess with Dre about saying, hey, let's kill it right now, I think that was the smartest thing in the world. Because he's saying, we can't do much better. We can't, in my opinion, we've taken this to the hilt right here. So he gonna do his thing, Big Boy do his thing, and that's where it goes. What's your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. And the thing I love about Andre 3000 is the fact that he's standing on it. Like the man said, like, look, I ain't performing no more, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And last night, I mean Saturday night, that man didn't perform. It's like
passionate speech.
Yes.
Much love for all the people that think him and Big Boy ain't talking or ain't doing all of that. He's just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
He wants
I don't
want
to
do
it.
His flutes, y'all. If the man wants to play his flutes, let him play
Grammy for best album of the year flute.
Yep.
Toddy said when it comes to Wu-Tang and Dungeon Family, it mostly boils down to your regional upbringing. Wu-Tang was incredibly influential. I'm sure Dre and Big Boy would say Wu influenced them some. And you might be right. I'll say this: when I got out the military, and it was different back then. When I was in Germany, you didn't, unless somebody sent somebody some cassette tapes or VHSs or something like that, you didn't hear rap music overseas unless you were in the club and all of that. So I didn't get a chance to get hip to Wu-Tang and Outkast until I came back home. So I got a little bit of a I didn't get a head start on them. So I came in. But yeah, Wu-Tang to me, I guess they just didn't do it. I mean, I like Cream. I like the solo stuff they were doing when they split up.
Yeah.
But I just, and I hear you about influential and maybe, is there a style or sound that Wu-Tang has that?
Well, look, all these songs sound the same to me. I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna keep going. All the songs sound like Cream to me. You hear the like it's like all of them like got like that same sound, but I'm not a big Wu-Tang listener, right? So I'm sure it's a situation where it's diverse sounds, and as much as I've heard people talk about Wu-Tang and that strong following that they have,
Right.
I'm sure they got some good music. It's just that dirty, grimy New York style music. It just doesn't do it for me. I'm more like the New York style music. I'm kind of like a Fabulous guy, like
Yeah.
lyrics, kind of like that kind of
Yeah.
New York kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but that whole Tim's and jeans and word to your mother, son. Like it don't do it for me.
Well, dude, yeah, I went crazy. Georgia Texas boy said also New Blue Sun is fire. Okay. Uh Tidy said little known fact, Wu-Tang was the first outside artist Outkast asked for a future. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Raekwon or Equipment. Okay. All right, I got you. If you talk to the Northeast Coast heads, they would be offended you put Outkast in the same boat as Wu. I'm a Cal's guy, but it's mostly regional. Okay, look. I'll go. I was up there last week in Foxborough. You know what I asked my Foxborough people? I said, hey, my pasty brothers and sisters, listen. I don't like Wu-Tang. I don't like Wu-Tang. And they ain't give me no problems.
Man, see, that's the one you need to have on if you want to talk hip hop, especially.
I know.
Tidy's the one.
I know.
Tidy, you know it.
Well, see, now the only thing that kind of breaks it back to me, see, when it was Eric B and Rakim to me. It was. I wasn't an LL fan because LL. I liked LL, but the girls I liked LL, so I didn't want to like LL. I didn't want to like. I didn't want to like LL. I didn't want to like New Edition because all the girls talked about New Edition.
All the girls talking about Ronnie. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Eric B and Rakim were old, so nobody was trying to hit them.
Wasn't nobody worried about them. That makes sense.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
T Will throws in and say Wu-Tang ain't nothing to black with. Yeah, listen. More power to Wu-Tang. They all right. But Billy Mills said, hey Tidy, I'm from Northeast Head, and I say Cass is better be in the same boat as Wu-Tang. Okay. Let us pray says Big Low want to be able to dance. Hey,
all of the videos.
Wow. Wow. Danny Johnson breaks it down. He say Outkast, not one time, 5 times over Wu-Tang. Missed me with that. He said all 100 of them. That's me. That's me.
Man.
He gets shout out to Dirty Bird, man. I appreciate you, Dirty Bird, man. He said, same show with this team, different episode. Talk about the Falcons, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. I'm gonna give you a little love, right? What we got on this one? This all.
Oh man, that's old school right now. That's it.
Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. See, he can't even play that much now because half that money because
Marvin Gaye people jumped on that, boy. They was like, we ain't even playing no games. Bring that on over here, big fella. They
slashed it as they should have. They slashed the original because it originally was like $11 million. And then they appealed it, and I think it went down to like 6 something. But still, again, if you listen to that song and listen to the song that they said they ripped it from, I just don't hear it. I
I
hear
can kind of hear
the
it.
feeling of it. I hear okay. I would almost when Sugar Hill Gang ripped off the literal beat of Good Times
Yeah,
by
they
Sheep.
legit. They legit did. They
That's legit.
they legit did.
But I don't understand how you can sue somebody for the feel of a song. That there is a feel.
But
The
but you know what though? If Marvin Gaye was still here with us, that feel like such a Marvin Gaye-ish thing to
it
do, to be like,
it
hey, that got my same kind of feeling. I feel like that's
it
what he
it,
would do.
it does. Marvin would have probably been cool. Now Stevie Wonder even called them out. He called the family out when they sued him for that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Stevie came out against that because Stevie is kind of cool with Pharrell
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
he called them out when he did. But Marvin Gaye they were on a roll. They were trying to sue Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah.
Now remember that song. I don't know if y'all ever heard. Obviously, "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye, and then if you play "Thinking About You" with not thinking out loud, not thinking about you, thinking about loud. Play those two songs together, dude. It's the same song,
But that's
but
that's like the slow waltz though, right?
it is. But when you play that song, the chords are exactly the same. But what Ed Sheeran did to win the case, he went in and he found every popular song in history that had those same chords. He went to court and he played every one of those songs and they lost the case.
Yeah, because I was saying it's the waltz, right? It's like, but I'm gonna tell you something. Ed Sheeran killed that song. That boy killed that song.
That was the
Woo.
and I think that's the problem. When you make something that probably took the same notes and same music and same feel and you make it more, yeah, you don't own the feel. You can own the lyrics. If I took the exact sample, that's one thing. But I just feel like that's unfair because I think from a musical standpoint, there are only 8 notes.
Yeah.
It's only 8 notes. So for you to try to take ownership of the notes, I think is a ridiculous.
Like you can't take ownership of a complete melody.
You can't. You can't.
You can't do that.
So that's why I always thought that was kind of kind of a bogus type thing. I saw something up here real quick before we go back. Millie Mills says, "Am I wrong for saying give me some Dabo as the OC?"
I mean, I take it. I'll take it. I mean, he helped develop Josh Allen. At this point, we need somebody to develop Michael Penix. Like, and I want to be honest with you, whoever it is, I don't want them to come from the 2016 team or from that tree.
Right.
I'm ready to move on.
Even Mike McDaniel?
Even Mike McDaniel. I don't want them.
Okay.
I'm good because sometimes you just gotta let go. It's like it was almost 10 years ago, man. Like, why are we still chasing it?
I don't mind them going away from that. Do you think Mike
it's not coming back. Matt Ryan and Julio ain't walking through that door no time soon.
That I agree with you. But Mike McDaniel could run an offense.
Yeah, he can. But man, if you bring Mike McDaniel back, it seems like it'll be a better chance that Raheem Morris will be the head coach.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I just think right now, And that's one of the reasons why when you talk about not only that tree, uh, if you were to get rid of Zach Robinson right now, because I don't think it's a way that you get rid of. If you fire Raheem Morris, I would imagine that Zach is going with him. I don't think it's any scenario where Raheem leaves and Zach stays. Would you agree with that?
I completely agree.
Okay. So that's the argument I say about firing them now. Because who's gonna run this offense? It's rare that you're gonna get somebody sitting on the couch, Mike McCarthy, that's gonna come out of nowhere and just say, "Oh, I'll just take over for right now." And from what I see, the only offensive minds in there are TJ Yates and DJ Johnson. And I mean, not Johnson, DJ Williams. And I don't see them. I don't know if they have any experience doing any play calling or anything like that. So
I mean, TJ does
TJ does? Okay. Well, maybe.
because
Okay.
you want to know how he does.
How?
Well, because Zach Robinson was so confident in his play calling abilities in the preseason, he didn't call plays.
Oh,
And TJ
that's
Yates
right.
called the
The
plays. in the
third
preseason.
was it the third preseason
All
game or the
three.
second?
All three of them. In the words of Birdman, all three of them. I ain't going to
Well,
say it no more.
well, if I'm keeping it real, we actually didn't light it up in the preseason either. So,
Exactly.
so for that, Ski says people keep saying Raheem will get another year, but Ray said if we don't start winning, no one will be here soon after he was cut from the team. Ski, I must admit, I haven't seen a lot of people say Raheem will get another year. I've seen more people say fire Raheem. I've seen more people say give him to the end of the year. I don't think I've heard it, but have you heard anybody say give him another year?
I've heard a couple people say
Really?
it. So
But, tell me
I'll
what
tell you what.
percentile. What's the percentile? Of that?
I'll say maybe 10.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
All
10.
right. No, maybe that. Okay, I apologize, Ski, because I ain't heard it.
But let me ask you a question though. So because Jack Spade one time for the fan, he said,
Okay. Shout out, Jack.
on the show last night. Shouts out to you, Jack. He said, "Hey, the next 3 games are winnable because you got Carolina, New Orleans, and the Jets. So I want to run this scenario by you. Let's say we win the next 3 games. Let's say we end up going 8-9. Do you keep Raheem Morris?
8-9, no.
What about 9-8?
It depends on what the circumstances are. Here's the problem. You let him limp to 8-9 last year. And I say let him limp. That was his first year. Everybody deserves a second year unless you're doing something totally crazy. We made money moves, as Cardi B would say, this past summer. Cardi moves. I hated that song.
I did too. It's just your impression of it.
Devon, give me that thing. I want your baby. I think Raheem's charge was to take this team to the next step. I think 8-9's not going to do. I think because Raheem had been a head coach before, I think he's not going to get the grace period that Arthur Smith got. I also think Arthur Smith, and I said this the first 2 years, not the third year, the first 2 years, Arthur Smith was not given a team with relevant talent. The mere fact we had to bring in Marcus Mariota. We had to draft Desmond Ritter
I love
in a
this.
lower round. I think he was set in a different situation. Uh, I just don't. I just think anything less than the playoffs is not good. Is not gonna make it, man.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know if you've seen the. It's funny because Raheem Morris did his press conference today, but it wasn't
Oh yeah.
live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you seen
yeah.
that? Okay,
I
okay,
saw it. Oh, I saw it.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was,
I saw it. Look, but and Mark Zeno asked 70% of the questions, so that always makes
there
me
you go.
that
There you go.
they must have some type of relationship
They
that they
got
have.
to.
A lot of people, as soon as you ask your question, a lot of people chimed in on that. So let me read a couple of these. Georgia
Okay.
Texas boy said, bring in Dayball, let Zach walk and slowly implement his offense with what Zach was calling. Jermaine Simmons says, I'm not giving any more chances for Raheem. He has betrayed the Falcons and is a disgrace to the whole city of Atlanta. So according to Jermaine, send Raheem packing. Antoine Wartime says, I think we're going to win 7 games straight. Okay. Strap Tuck said Raheem is the king of iconic phrases. We're gonna figure it out. And if it doesn't figure this out, he will be in the unemployment line if we lose to the Panthers. Georgia Texas boy was answering your question. I saw him write that when you said if he was 8-9, would you bring him back, or 9-8? And I think he was answering that. Jermaine says if the Falcons continue to lose games for the remainder of the season, then Atlanta doesn't even deserve an NFL team at all. That's what we call trigger. And that's what we call Jermaine. Jermaine, we appreciate you, bruh. Please don't let a 4-game winning streak lose our franchise. Jermaine, come on back, Jermaine. Jermaine. I would be like Michael Jackson. Jermaine. Come on back, Jermaine. Jermaine is always to my left. Don't joke, Jermaine.
Every time I turn around, he's there.
Jermaine, don't give up the don't give up the franchise because we lost one straight. Please.
Jermaine said he done. He said he
He
done.
He done. He said the fat Atlanta doesn't even deserve it. He say move the stadium, move the parking, get him out.
He said, look, get the biggest truck you can find. Get the biggest
Don't
truck you
move
can
me,
find.
Jermaine.
Pull it
Please
off.
let us stay. Jermaine. Please. He said Raheem Morris helped his friend Zach Robinson, Jimmy Lake, remember him, giving them a job. McVay tried to give the Rams the top 5 pick. That's right. Kirk Cousins gave him $90 million in his pocket. So that's
Hey, I mean, he tells no lies.
Brother Winston, the other half of the eye test is in the house. What's going on, Winston? He said, what's going on, fellas in chat? Smash that like button. He's absolutely right. If y'all in here right now joining me and my brother, Big Low Country Sports, we appreciate y'all coming in. Please hit the like button for me and hit that subscribe button for Uncle Steve's Lounge and also Big Low Country Sports. We appreciate you. Strapped Up says, Steve, don't do Cardi like that. What are you talking about? And that's hard. I like it like that. She got no teeth fixed. You can't tell her nothing.
Can't tell us nothing.
You can't tell her.
So we got it going on. Got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us?
Hello. Oh man. Monte Carlo says Zach needs to use the I formation and let Penix jug off the play action and alternate rush scheme with Tyler, Charlie, and Bijan. I told you about my boy Monte Carlo must be using that voice text of the night because I keep looking at it. I didn't see that. Jermaine back with us. He said, I think the Falcons just totally wasted their talent on purpose. I hope they did. That's deep. Strapped Up says, I think Raheem may get a grace period, unfortunately, because of the defense. Oh no, yeah, right. They'll yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
No, Raheem will be out of here. I'm gonna tell you. No, man.
That defense ain't look nothing like this last year. You were here last year. So
No, brother, you will be here. Henry, my brother Henry in the house. What's up, man? Say, what's up, gentlemen in Falcons family? If Raheem goes, take Zach Robinson and Rich McKay with you. So again, here we go. Man, y'all are awesome. What? Rich McKay probably be sitting at home. I just imagine Rich McKay sitting at home taking a shower. He has radio on. Fire Rich McKay. What I do? What I do?
how I get
Y'all got when we were 6-3 last year.
Nobody said nothing about Rich.
Nobody
or
said
McKay.
nothing about Rich.
Rich or
We
McKay
lose
were
focus.
not in any sentences.
It here's the thing. I'm sure you've been hearing. You saw the interview 680 did with him last week. You saw that, right?
Yes.
And here's the thing, right? Everybody's playing like that's such a gotcha moment. He's the CEO of the team. What do y'all think? Y'all act like he just sit back, like he can't answer. So if he asks a question about the team, then I guess that's out of bounds. I don't think he's making offensive calls.
No.
I don't think he's making personnel calls. I don't think he's literally. I don't. But at the same,
I feel like he's in the room whenever they make coaching hires.
oh, I believe that. I believe Terry didn't have much to do with that.
I don't think Terry had too much to do with that.
I
I
don't
think that was
he
an
did.
Arthur and Rich kind of thing.
And if you're Terry, I would have probably been a little upset. Notice we hadn't seen Terry. Speaking of Terry,
I know.
do we need to ask where Terry is?
Look, the last time we did it, you remember what they did? You remember what they did? Everybody made a big fuss. Like, wait, where Terry at?
Yeah, Terry's down the hall. Hey, Arthur, Arthur, I see Rich McKay right there in Greg Beatles. You know where Terry is? Terry. If he's not getting coffee, I don't know what he's doing.
Anybody seen Terry?
Y'all seen Terry?
Anybody seen Terry? Where you at, Terry?
You read my boy John in the house again, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Said Yates, Williams, not qualified to call Hogs fire. No, wait a minute. I did it wrong. Yates, Williams, not qualified to call Hogs. Fire Zach. Hire at Old West Coast OC. See Gary Kubiak. And a quarterback coach continuity. I'm sorry. Continuity.
APS education,
I know,
everybody.
Hey, man. Not a public school, bro.
Y'all just,
Continuity.
y'all just bear with him. He'll get through it after a while.
Wet hole and a quarterback coach compatibles with experience and very true changes.
and very few changes. I ain't
Very few.
I ain't fooling with you. I ain't fooling with you, man.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all I'm telling y'all can't be friends with Low, man. Low dirty dog, man. Low wrong. Thank you, John. You the man, brother. I'm sorry. Oh, man. No, Ski. Ski said the player said the defense quit on the 83-yard run, according to Kay Nellis. AJ Terrell and said dislike they relaxed when they saw Taylor stacked up. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Like they relaxed when they saw him kind of go into the scrub.
Yeah.
And he just kind of bounced out on the other side.
Which way, like you said, that's what he was kind of doing, you know.
If you look at the last 10 to 12 runs he had that game, that's all he was doing.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where he hit the hole, but for the most part, he was just bouncing off. But I'll just say this, Ski, they were tired.
They were tired, man.
Them cats had been on the field forever. How long was that score? 17-13. The Falcons could have scored at least, 3 field goals would have put that game out of reach.
Yes.
If they had done that, but they weren't even. I'm sorry, you gotta
stop them twice in the red zone, 3 and out.
I mean, I don't know what you want the defense to do. I don't. Jermaine said he's serious. We need to be serious about it. Jermaine says, I'm being serious about what I feel about the Falcons. The way they're playing is just pitiful. And I ain't joking. Atlanta needs a winning team. And this ain't it. So, my brother, for you, I am sorry that we didn't take you seriously about this. Jermaine, I'm sorry, bro. You're going to have to lighten up.
Look, man, it is what it is at this
Jermaine.
point. You know, it is what it is. You just got to have fun with it by now. Whatever you put in situations you don't want to be in, you got to.
I don't know what you did, Jermaine. I don't know what you ate today. I don't know what you. But you got to let it go, bro.
This is where we at.
You got to let it go. We 3-6, and bro, what you buddy say? We all we got.
We all we got. Exactly. Exactly.
Come on, bro.
We're gonna be there on Sunday. We're gonna be there on Sunday.
Billy say Uncle's at the point where I don't even get happy for a win or upset at a loss. I just emotionalist towards these jokers. That's probably where most of us are. Nerd King said when Raheem gets fired, all I can hear and see the moment Uncle Phil throws out.
That's how you gonna hear.
That would make my day every time I saw Jazz. I knew he was. Sterling says, "Will Terry want to come back?" Is the question. I think Terry won. Look, Terry brought this team together, man.
He did.
Terry brought this team together. He doesn't want to just see this team get broken down like that. Henry said defense are tired carrying this substandard offense and special teams. Jermaine does come back and give advice. He said maybe the Falcons should go to boot camp and the dogs could be drill sergeants.
Dang, go.
Yeah.
Man, the college kids showing the pros how to do it. That's rough right there.
That's deep. Stella said, "Oh, having issues, bruh. What do you mean, brother? I'm here for you guys." Scott does say popcorn was a struggle for us in Atlanta public.
Oh, popcorn reading. What popcorn reading up? What's popcorn reading? I was always in magnet class. I couldn't tell you. I was
stop giving all the secrets away. Strap. Stop giving all the secrets. Strap. You gotta stop. I know Strap APS. John Kill said Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard will run for 275 yards Bryce will pick us apart. Also, Michael Penix doesn't have any wide receivers, but Drake to throw to. Panthers 34, Falcons 24. I hope not, John, but I don't know. I don't know. Titus says, Steve, I think the ire for Rich McKay comes from the old saying it starts at the top. But when you have been losing as much as we have over the last 10 years, everyone, including Blake, gets smoked. And listen, so let me make it clear, Tidy. I'm not absolving Arthur Blank, anybody who's in the hierarchy. Arthur Blank, Greg Beatles, Terry Fontenot, Raheem, Zach, Ulbrich, Waterboys, the chains, the ball boys, the concession stand people, the parking lot. I get it. I'm not absolving people. But Rich McKay for about 5 years wasn't even with the team. He was with the Atlanta United for a good little period of time. He just came back into the fold.
That is true.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I hear that and I understand that, and you're right, all the way up to Arthur, who everyone has told we need to sign a petition to tell Arthur to sell the team. Because that's like that people want Arthur to sell the team. That's what I see. Arthur needs to sell the team. Like,
they must don't remember the Smiths, or they probably don't know nothing about
They don't remember the Smiths, bruh. Because I'm going to tell you with the Smiths, I'm going to tell you who wouldn't be there. I'm going to tell you all the expensive players who wouldn't have been there. Julio wouldn't have stayed. Matt Ryan wouldn't have stayed.
Nope.
All these people that we re-signed that were decent wouldn't have stayed.
All would have been gone. You wouldn't have got Tony Gonzalez. You wouldn't have made big splashes for the Jesse Bates of the world and folks like that. That wouldn't have happened.
Absolutely.
Only way we would have won is it just would have had to be fate. it just would have had to be fate. Once every 10 years.
Free Rich McKay.
Free.
I'll get ready. You know what? I'm starting a petition today.
Uh-huh.
Rich McKay is my boy.
I
got his back. If y'all got smoke with Rich, y'all got smoke with me.
Man, Uncle Steve say free Rich McKay until it's backwards.
Free Rich McKay.
Uncle Steve say free Rich McKay until it's backwards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
If y'all got smoke with Rich McKay right now, let me know in the chat. I got his back.
Okay, well, let's see. I don't know if you should did that or because I don't know if you should did that.
Now, also keep in mind, I'm an excellent instigator, so I'll turn my back on Richard.
Exactly. Richard's like, wait, where you going?
I don't know who that was doing Uncle Steve's stream.
It was Uncle Steve. That's who it was.
That was Berto. Shout out to my brother Berto.
Shout out to Berto, man.
Man. Big Swiel says, Raheem Morris reminds me of Ray Gibson from the movie Life. He's all about capital connections. Dang.
Wow.
Y'all know when we start making jokes about life, you know.
Yeah, it's rough. It's getting rough.
Jermaine came back to us. Jermaine said, shut out by the Panthers last time. Time for the Dirty Birds to settle the score this Sunday. Now, that's the type of positive energy that I like to hear from some of the Falcon fans out there. That's what I want to hear. Billy Mills says, did y'all see the unicorn look soft again in the end zone throw? I did, right? Why did he not jump for it? Why why he's 6'6" and play like he 5'8"? Hey, I guess y'all don't want to re-sign him.
Daggone.
Oh man, y'all.
Daggone. I mean, look, I'm thinking what he was trying to do. He was trying to do one of those last second catches. So I mean, if you're 6'6", right, just go ahead and jump for the ball. But I think the way the ball was positioned, he would have had to stop and turn and everything like that. I think he was just trying to run and then catch it at the last second and do it that way. But I mean, like you should make those catches.
But he's a unicorn.
He's
Shouldn't they?
is
He can use his magical powers?
is he a unicorn or a horse with an ice cream cone on his head? That's the question. That's what we still trying to figure out.
I did see a BR on the side. I said, "Oh, the cone, like integrated into the cone,
Baskin
like
Robbins.
I think I did see. I did see some dripping off the top. Jermaine says, "Is Atlanta going to be the only team in the whole NFL without a Super Bowl ring for eternity? Are we going to be like this?" Okay, Jonathan. I'm sorry, Jermaine. Come on, bro. I thought we had got off the ledge. Come on, man.
I know, but look, I know it's tough, Jermaine. I know it's tough. It's tough, man.
Jermaine, come on back.
Bro. Look, man. Look, me and Uncle Steve, we've been going through this for decades.
Woo!
So we used to it.
And for the record, there are about 5 or 6 teams that don't have a Super Bowl.
Yes.
For the record. Matter of fact, this is about 5. Hold on. I'm trying to see. Buffalo, no.
Jaguars, no.
Jaguars, no. Cincinnati, no. I'm not Cincinnati. No, Cincinnati. No.
That one. Panthers, no. Houston, no.
No.
What about the Cardinals? I know they won like a
Cardinals, no.
Yeah, I know they won a championship, not a Super Bowl.
They don't.
Detroit Lions, no.
Detroit, no. Carolina. You said Carolina, right?
Yeah, I said Carolina already.
Carolina, no. Yeah, so that's we named about 8.
Yeah, about 8.
About 18. So not to say we want to be in that company forever, but
exactly right.
Just to let you know that
I mean,
we're not trying to.
I mean, look, out of all of those, we can't. We're the ones that came the closest to winning.
True.
One.
Oh, super close. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think us and
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. They missed the field goal.
Yeah.
So they are kind of close. Ski comes up with another reason. He said we need more uniforms, man. That's why we losing. These uniforms.
Yeah, you ain't lied about that. Ski.
I do agree with the uniforms need to be changed. Every time Low see me, I wear the old school logo
all the time.
I always wear the old school. And not to say I wouldn't wear the other one, but the old school logo is for me. Jermaine says, "Have we played the Saints yet?" Nope. I lost track on the schedule. No, we haven't played the Saints. Not yet.
Yeah, we got them the week after next, Jermaine.
Yeah. Silk Legacy's in the house. What's up, Silk? Ellis said that the defense had quit on the 83-yard touchdown. Drake stated that he only ran the routes he was given, and Mooney dropped that pass on purpose. Penix cuts Jack out, and Bates cuts Raheem out. For more, you could turn into Entertainment Tonight.
I'm telling you, TMZ.
But you know what, Silk? That's the kind of stuff, unfortunately, when you start losing, man, stuff like that start creeping in. Stuff, and I'm not giving a excuse for teams that win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But boy, when you get to that fourth loss in a row, it's not even a matter of do you believe in yourself. The stuff start creeping in. You know,
That's true. That's true.
Billy Mills reminded us the Chargers, no, and he's correct, and the Vikings as well. I forgot it. Vikings. They've been right. 4 times too. 4 times. Those Strap remind us of that. Billy said since he came close. Yeah, they came close whenever
Raheem won the Super Bowl.
Well, not really. That wasn't even the closest one. The closest one was when John Taylor scored the last-minute touchdown when San Francisco played.
I thought they blew Cincinnati out.
No.
That was close.
Neither one they blew them out. The first one was I think was 26-21. And then the other one was the first one was what's my boy's name? Ken Anderson. And then the second one was Boomer Esiason. Boomer Esiason won. San Francisco scored a last-second touchdown. I want to say that was John Taylor as well.
Yeah,
that
it was
scored
John
the
Taylor too.
scored the
He
last
was
second
slept on John
touchdown.
Taylor, man. John
John
Taylor was
Taylor,
that dude.
that's that name that nobody. He was the Muhammad Sanu for that
Yes.
team. Jerry Rice was on the other
Yes.
side, and he
Yes.
was the man on that
Used
team
to,
right there.
used to love them 49ers on Tecmo Bowl back in the day, boy.
That
Boy.
Joe Montana. No. Steve Young was no.
It
It
was
was Joe
Montana.
Montana.
It
It
was
was
Montana.
Montana. Those passes used to go
Boy.
like when you play with any other quarterback, if they throw a ball, the ball on the screen would go way up. But if it was Montana, it was like a dart.
Yeah, boy.
Like
It'd be three people there. Jerry Rice jump up, get it, and do the cutaway.
They didn't even try to pretend. They didn't even try to pretend that either, boy. Oh man. Billy Bill says, dang, I think our head coach is the guy that told Aaron Donald to make that sack. Might have been. He might
Yeah,
have
that's what I
been.
said. That's when your boy won his first Super Bowl.
Yeah. He getting too much. He put that on his resume, and that didn't work out too well. Strap said, I don't think Bates will be here next. Speaking. Yeah, I know I just went out. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Contractually speaking, I think he has to be here, right? He got one more year.
Man, I was looking at over the cap earlier today,
Right.
and yeah, I think it's like 1 or 2 more years, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive that he is. I will tell you this though, we got some money coming off the books next year.
Well, and the reason I was looking at that was because of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
But it said he had like a $35 million cap hit.
But they can split it.
Oh,
They can split it between the two. That's why if they would have cut him this year, they would have had to absorb. Remember what Denver went through? And they
with Russ
up and they had to take a $67 million hit the first year Russell Wilson left.
Yeah.
But because we are getting through the second year of Kirk Cousins, we're only gonna have the $30-something million, but we could split it in 2 different years. We could split it, part of it for 26, part of 27. Yeah, Jesse Bates has try to throw it on the screen right quick, Lo. Jesse Bates still has 1 year, and actually, I mean, it ain't crazy.
I'm trying to figure that
He-
out because
you
he
see
had like
that?
a dead cap number.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he has if they cut him next year, thought I was already signed in. Hold on. Okay, if they cut Jesse, dang it, got all this stuff right here. There you go. Managed contract. Come on, spot track. All right. If I cut Jesse, I would like to cut him pre June 1st. Uh-oh. If we cut him pre June 1st, his cap hit would be $29 million. If they cut him after June 1st, then his dang it, 2026. Post June 1st. Dang, man. Yeah, this is real slow. But y'all,
You good, huh?
Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right. Post June 1st, $17 million. And then there would be 10 for 26, 7 for 27. I mean, yeah, $7 million for 27.
So we got him on contract until 27?
No. If they were to cut him.
Oh, they would have cut. Okay, I got you.
Have an extra year to spread. See, that's the thing about a lot of these contracts, because we've already given Kurt all of his money, because we've given him all of his money now, his guaranteed money, the rest of it, the dead cap can be split
Yeah.
after this year. So they're not going to be sitting
Gotcha.
on that.
Gotcha.
Monte Carlo said Bo Jansen was unstoppable. Yeah, Bo Jansen on
Boy.
that game, he was absolutely crazy. Billy Mills says, how much of that money goes to Drake or the mythical being we got paying tight end? The ice cream horse ain't getting nothing. He ain't getting nothing.
Man.
Nothing at all. Henry says, speaking of uniforms, I missed the all red uniforms a few years ago, the game where Dion picked off Drew Brees to
Oh
win
man.
that regular. Was that game 3 of the Super Bowl year?
That was game 3?
I think so. It was early. It was like game 3. Game 3 or 4. I know it was early in the year.
Yeah.
When
it was earlier in the year. I didn't like those all red uniforms.
I like the all red better than I like the white and the black pants. I don't like that look.
Yeah.
The white jersey, black pants look.
Yeah.
Our brother on the Mark is in the house. What's going on, brother? Mark. Let me tell you what they were. Them boys with cheeks.
They were cheeks.
They were cheeks. I can't get there. I can't get there.
Man, shouts out to Mark. Man, I need to link
to
up with Mark sometime and do a show, man. Shouts out to Mark.
I can't get in with Mark no more, man. Mark be having like 90 people in the dang chat, man. You can't get with them Mark, big time, man. I'm just trying to be in his work. And I would tell you, Marcus used to do the drafts with us, right? And I hope I ain't being out of pocket because he showed it on the screen. Mark had this like set up like Michael Jordan-esque like setup for all his $300 shoes he had in there with a nice little setup in his room. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to put some Shaqs in there. I get a couple of Shaqs and some props or something like that. He had a nice little setup. I'm jealous, man.
You got a little Mark, boy.
Oh man, Mark is the man. Y'all make sure y'all check out On the Mark, man. After the games, he comes on and if you want to hear absolute truth about what's going on, that brother gonna hand it to you, man.
Yes.
He is a legend he's a legend in this deal.
Yes, he is.
Danny said, what do y'all think about trading Bijan?
Never.
Never. Right now, he is the face of your franchise right now. You can't trade him right now. You can't trade him. Matter of fact, if anything, you need to be thinking about how to pay that man.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's coming up too. Let me since we looking at stuff right quick, I'm trying to pull him up. Anything he doing right now is a bargain. At this particular point.
Yeah, we coming out of here with John.
Oh, absolutely. Nah, we Bijan this year is only making $5 million this year.
What?
Yeah, Bijan is only making $5 million this year. Yeah. And look, so he has one more year on his contract. So right now, you can't get rid of Bijan.
They better pay that man. You better off paying him now.
If you don't pay him now, because remember, being the number one pick, you probably gonna have to do the option year first, because sometimes running backs are kind of fragile. You want to make sure you probably do that. But I'm gonna tell you, this option right here, that club option, is probably gonna be somewhere about $12 to $13 million.
Yeah.
So,
but see, the beautiful thing about Bijan, we got him so young. We got him at 21.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a deal.
Jermaine. What's up, King Richie in the house? Y'all make sure y'all check out King
Yes.
Dirty Falcons podcast doing his thing, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on his podcast there doing YouTube. Subscribe to him as well. Millie Mills said until Bijan pulls a Todd Gurley and his knees give out, he ain't going nowhere. Please don't put that on us, bro. Please don't do that. Don't do that, Billy. Billy. John Kemp said, would you consider Clint Kubiak as the next head coach for the Atlanta Falcons?
No, sir.
So let's bring that up real quick because I know we probably gonna do about another 15 minutes or so. Let y'all do your thing. If you had a choice right now, and this is to everybody in the chat, so please chime in, please. And this is not Steve trying to make a coach right now. Who would be your ideal coach to come in right now for this Atlanta Falcons team as constructed? Who would be the coach you would say right now? They could be from college. They could be coaching now. They could be on a roster already, or OC or DC. Who do y'all look at right now?
I mean, yeah, as of November 10th, 2025, Mike McCarthy all day.
All day. I swear, y'all, me and him have not talked about this at all. I haven't, because in Georgia, Texas, boy, I hear you when you say that. Joe Brady. Here's what the Falcons need. They need somebody who's been a coach, and they need somebody who's been successful as a coach. I wouldn't mind what you saying, King. King, that's one of the most unpopular names in the Falcons fans base. But I tell you what, if Kyle Shanahan left today, I would be on the phone telling him what you want.
Come on with it.
Come on with it right now. Come on with it. I would bring it. George Texas would say Joe Brady. Yeah, but he worked with Breeze, Burrow, and Allen. But here's the problem. He was having a hard time coming out the box not too long ago, a couple of games ago. And you could argue he's been struggling a little bit this year.
Yeah, you're right.
Even with the great man, just lost my name. Quarterback, MVP.
Breeze?
No, what's his name?
Burrow?
Josh Allen. No,
Josh Allen? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. MVP. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Joe Brady worked with Breeze, Burrow, and Allen. I hear you. I'm talking about a head coach, though. Now, if you tell me OC, I would bring Brady in. I would. King said he would be unstoppable. This offense would be unstoppable. Silk Legacy says he would bring in the clown prince himself, Ronald McDonald, because he ran a successful restaurant for over 70 years, so he knows how to win.
Wow, Silk. Wow, Silk.
Silk on that. Silk on that real stuff today. He on that puff pass to the hill today.
There you go.
Cortez, I used to joke and say Kyle would never get a ring until he comes back and wins one with Atlanta or roll over to Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Listen, and that's the crazy thing. I know people are in their feelings about the Kyle Shanahan thing. Yeah, he'll go back. He'll be the first person to go back and say, yeah, we should have run the ball. But it's one thing you can say about Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan keeps him in the mix.
Yes.
He keeps him in the mix.
Look, I tell people.
How many different quarterbacks, Lord? I'm sorry. I mean to step
No.
quarterbacks?
Man, talk about just over his career?
No, in the last last 3 NFC championships, he's had Garoppolo, he's had Purdy, and he had Did he have somebody else? Or
I think
maybe
it
he
just,
had Purdy twice.
I think it was just Garoppolo and Purdy.
Okay, just Project Purdy.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, and I'm talking about over a 5 year. He just got that. He
Crazy.
got that job back in 17, and I mean, he's been in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
I
you can't,
don't
bro.
know.
Everybody talk about how he did in the Super Bowl, but I tell people all the time we wouldn't even been there.
Not even close.
We wouldn't
And
even
and
been there.
and low. Let's also give him his credit because in 15 we were still arguing about trying to make our local hero Roddy White relevant,
Man.
and Kyle Shanahan was trying to move us to another place,
Man.
and showed us he could bring a third string Taylor Gabriel from Cleveland.
Yep.
We could bring a second year tight end in Hooper. We could bring a lifetime second tier man in Sanu.
Yep.
And bring all them in and make the most prolific offense in 10, 15 years.
One of the best offenses in NFL history.
With basic no names aside of him and aside of Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, folks didn't know who was on this team.
Look at the offensive line.
That's I mean, dude.
Chris Chester and
the same offensive line in 15 we were criticizing to the hilt. Low. We were dogging Chester.
Yes.
We were basically talking about who in the mess is Zach Levine. What's his name?
Adam Levitri.
Levitri. I forgot his name. Adam Levitri. You know, and don't get me wrong. I know we got Alex Mack to solidify it the next year, but still.
Yeah, that was, bro. And I also remember it being one of them situations where they Matt Ryan, that we were talking about moving on from Matt Ryan after 2015.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. Let Us Pray said Otis Anderson and Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah, I forgot about him. On the let's see, I was trying to get him out. He said they won because it interpreted the original without giving credit. It made it hard to defend, but they were admitted they were influenced by the original. Ghost Pepper says John Harbaugh, if the Ravens decide to move on from him, or Mike Tomlin, if the Steelers decide to move on from him, but if not,
that dumb either.
And neither one of them are going anywhere. So yeah, Mike McCarthy might be. Billy said, but if we can take coaches from other teams, give me Andy Reid over anybody, I can get my quarterback developed and my offense is used the same way. Y'all know before Patrick Mahomes came along, Andy Reid was looking at as the lovable loser.
Yep. Sure was.
Think about that. All the times he was with Philadelphia.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have loved to go to 4 NFC championships.
Right.
I would have. It's a whole lot better than being 3 and 6.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and I'm just saying that was the moniker on him.
Yeah,
prior to Mahomes. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him. I just say it's funny how history plays.
Yeah.
When he went to, what was it, 3 straight NFC championships, and then he finally broke through when they beat us.
Yep, sure did.
And he was looked at as, oh man, he's always close, not get there. Almost the same thing with Tony Dungy. The first years of Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
John Gruden came in and took his team and got the credit.
Yep. Same exact thing.
Ghost Pepper said, what's up to everybody? What's going on, Ghost?
What's going on, Ghost?
Going on. Monte Carlo say Chester be at the games. Oh, okay.
Oh, I ain't much. I wouldn't even recognize him if I seen him. All honesty.
Oh, that made 2 of us. Silt says hire Matt Ryan as HC, which means that Puff still going good. That must be some good stuff. That dang Silk is on that. Hi. Let Us Pray says, I take Clint. He's the most likely to be the next Ben Johnson. He's responsible for the Seattle Seahawks explosive offensive explosion. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. I am really liking what Seattle is doing up there. That offense looks really good.
Looks good.
Looks good. They got some good folks in place. He said, or John Gruden ain't coming to Atlanta. John Gruden needs to go somewhere high profile. He'll go.
Yeah.
He might go to New York.
Hey, you know what?
Don't laugh.
You know what?
He'll go to New York.
But had he been considering taking the SEC job?
Yeah, I think so. He might be done with the NFL anyway, because they still screwing him
lawsuit,
from the lawsuit and everything. So he might not want to deal with the NFL. I don't see John Gruden as. I think he could be a college coach, but I don't know.
He might go to Ole Miss after Lane go to Florida.
That would be cool. Because Lane going to Florida.
Yeah, Lane gone, bro.
Lane going to Florida. Unless, I tell you, they get an influx of talent up at Penn State. I mean, you think about everything they went through, the whole pretty much demolition of the Joe Paterno era. And then James Franklin, think about what James Franklin did to at least bring them to that level. All they need is a closer.
That's all they need.
That's all they need. Lane, I mean, right now, and don't get me wrong, Florida will get theirs too. And you probably have more homegrown folks.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like James Franklin underperformed as the head coach at Penn State?
I guess I have to say, yeah.
Well, you know who James Franklin, you know who's the godfather of James Franklin's daughter is, right?
Who?
Raheem Morris.
Say what? Raheem?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No lie. no lie.
Can James Franklin call offense?
Bro, I don't want nobody else that Raheem is cool with doing nothing in Atlanta.
I bring him in. He's really good. He's really
good. Exactly.
We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. Georgia Texas boy said, "What about bringing in Doug Peterson?"
No.
I think I'm good on Doug. No. Somebody else I just saw.
Mike McCarthy is the guy that I'm shooting for.
That probably makes the most sense. Jermaine says, I would feel bad if we steal Kirby Smart from Athens and bring him over to the Falcons. Kirby Smart ain't going nowhere. They will probably have to pry him off with a spatula. Like, where you got that burnt part on the bottom of the skillet and you got to work on it real hard, soak it a little bit. Bro, Kirby ain't going nowhere.
Kirby ain't leaving Georgia.
Kirby
he ain't leaving Georgia, bro.
You know what? Kirby Smart might be in the best position. He has a always in the mix championship team at his. He is set. When you start talking about Kirby,
exactly.
He is absolutely set. He ain't going nowhere. Nah.
Kirby ain't going nowhere.
Let Us Pray says Shanahan can game plan and he is a genius. He comes up small in the big games, but he can coach. I'd take him back in a heartbeat. It is almost one of those things where it comes to when you think about it, Lo. We talk about the Shanahan thing about not winning the Super Bowl, not whatever. That's why I kind of get mad at people that we still don't give Mike Smith the love that he did. Because Mike Smith, he's the greatest Falcons coach in my opinion. I know a lot of people like Dan Reeves, and I get it because he was the first Super Bowl. But Mike Smith, I think, got the rawest deal
Yes.
with us because we had all the injuries in 14, and then I'm sorry, 13, and then we
Yeah.
didn't. He didn't really get a chance to run it back like he should have. But you didn't. eh, Mike Smith was what he was, and and,
Yes.
and I just like that, man.
Yeah. Mike Smith. That's yeah, that's that. If I ever had a chance to interview or talk with Mike Smith, if somebody set that up for me, it would make my dreams come true.
I'm done with stuff. I'm about look, y'all. I'm about done with Low today. Low is Low need to cook some salmon. Keith Terry says Lincoln Riley is the USC coach. Oh man, Lincoln ain't. I don't think Lincoln gonna leave either. I think he's satisfied there. Let us pray says Eric Bieniemy. There is still something in that story with
There's
Eric
something going
Bieniemy
on
that
there.
that
Yeah, there's
is
something going on.
something's going on in that I think uh that I think is yeah, I don't know. We all wanna
Yeah,
I don't want to speculate, but it's something
there's something
about
going on
that
there.
that
Yeah,
because even Andy Reid, to a certain extent, while he gave him much love when he was there with Kansas City, the mere fact that he never really just caught on with anybody else, that's a little scary, right?
yeah, that's true. That is
That
that.
they gave him credit for a lot of stuff, but that man could never, out of all the interviews, and he was getting interviews,
Yeah, he was getting them.
but he didn't. Yeah, that's scary right there. Jermaine looked like he borrowing some of that stuff from Silk. What about Nick Saban from Atlanta? Nick, uh, Jermaine, Nick is happy. If Nick wanted to coach, the only team that I think could get him out is the team down in possibly Baton Rouge, maybe. But I because he always said he should have never left LSU the
Yeah,
first time when he went to Miami and didn't do well there. So what you think about that?
yeah. I don't think. First of all, Nick is living his best life on College Game Day. Like you can tell, Nick is having the time of his
He having
life.
fun, man.
And Miss Terry, I don't think Miss Terry gonna let Nick
Yeah.
go. Look, I met Miss Terry a couple times. Miss Terry, she was telling us then whenever we were talking to her, she was like, "Yeah, Nick ain't gonna be doing this too much longer." And she told the truth. She told the truth. So whenever he announced it, I was like, "Miss Terry told y'all." I was thinking,
Nick ain't crazy. Nick say every time Nick refer to her, at least every third sentence, I say, yeah. She got a lot of stroke in that
bro,
house.
look, let me tell you something. When Miss Terry say jump, Nick say how high. Miss Terry don't play no games.
You can stay on there, but soon as that Pat McAfee start talking too much, you gonna come off that show.
Exactly.
Let us pray said Bieniemy is an Andy disciple, never understood why he got blacklisted for head coach after being with Kansas City. Anybody know why? That's the question of the year, my brother. That's the question, and I don't think anybody has the answer. Whatever that answer is, it's guarded very closely to the vest.
Yes.
Because in today's media, nosy folks, they would have found out. I think it's something probably pretty serious. I think, in my opinion. I just don't know. Listen, y'all, I appreciate that. I love being able to chat it up with y'all on the Monday Minutia, and more importantly, I was happy to have my buddy Big Low Country Sports join me here on a Monday. My brother, not that they already don't know, but let them know where you are and where you'll be, and who you gonna get to come coach this team for us.
Man, look, man. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to come on and chop it up with you, man. You know, we always have a good time, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy, former football coach that love to talk about sports. You can check us out at Big Low Country Sports on YouTube and everywhere else. And y'all make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button over here on Uncle Steve's Lounge, man, because this is where you're gonna get some of the best Atlanta Falcons talk, and he's gonna help keep you calm. He's gonna help. My doctor told me to keep chilling out with Uncle Steve because it helps your blood pressure. So that's what I'm doing. That's what
So
I'm
you trying to say I'm Falcon value?
doing.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Your Valium.
Oh man.
Man.
Dude, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Listen, again, folks, I don't know what else to say. It's 3-6. We are where we are, and only thing I can just say is let's go beat Carolina.
Yeah.
Let's go beat Carolina. Let's go get them. I mean, you can't win 3 in a row until you win number 1. So
Exactly.
you gotta take it one game at a time. And if you can't beat Carolina, I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be a whole different attitude next week too, because that you'll be 0-3 in the division with 7 games left, and that's a tough place to be. John Kemp says Mike McCarthy, 62 years old. We don't need him. We were trying to get Bill Belichick
Exactly.
and Jim Harbaugh a couple of weeks, a couple of months ago. So not a couple of months ago, last year, really. If we were willing to get them. Age ain't nothing but a number if you can win.
That's it.
So I
That's
could care less what it goes down to. Look, all the rest of y'all, take care of yourself. Hit the like button on your way out. Appreciate y'all on the Monday Minutia. We will holler at y'all later on. Peace, everybody. Y'all be